Hey, hello, guys. Welcome back. You're listening to your favorite radio station because this brings to you the best of the independent artists and from different genres today. And I have with someone special today with us because he is not just a pop or a rock singer, but someone who has a lot to offer accordingly. So, who do I have with him? Let him have himself introduced here. So, hi, your complete name, please.
Hi, I'm Aarya. Thank you, Nisha, for having me over here. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm a singer-songwriter based out of Bombay. My track, Peace Silly, has just come out, and I'm really excited for everyone to listen to it. It's a beautiful song, at least according to me, and I hope everyone thinks it's as beautiful as I think. So yeah, I think I'm excited to go to do this interview, and let's see how this goes.
Absolutely. We're more excited, in fact, Arya, to have you with us. And Arya, sabse pehle, the first thing which we really want to understand from you is how did you get into the music? Like, is it that you have a background of a family which has to have been all musical around? Or are you that person from the 90s era which you say that music has been your soul for every part and you had to bring it out to us also?
I was never really forced into music or anything of that sort. My mom's side of the family has been involved in Hindustani classical music across generations, but there was never really any pressure saying you have to get into music and you have to sing Hindustani classical or anything of that sort. So I took it one step at a time. I started off doing a lot of dramatics, I mean, in school and like elocution and debates and stuff like that, but never really involved in music as such. And the only music that I was involved in my years, say 3 to 10, 11, 12, was perhaps singing in the bathroom. That was perhaps it. Then when I reached 12 or 13, I think my mom just said that, you know what, you have like a really nice singing voice. You are a performer on stage, even when it comes to your like elocution and stuff like that. So why don't you just give vocal lessons a shot? So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's just do it. And I went for my vocal lessons and instantly just fell in love with it.
Okay, so if I had to ask you, who are those inspirations that you actually learned the music from them? You know, maybe it's the lyrics which really caught your heart, or it's maybe the music which really caught you. You say that this is something which I can also give it a try because I feel I'm good at it.
I think growing up, there was a lot of retro music that I used to listen to. So the Beatles, I used to love the Beatles. I mean, I still love the Beatles. I mean, they're one of my most favorite bands. So yeah, I think the way they used to write their songs, their lyrics, their composition, obviously a lot of Hindustani classical music as well. That used to be like from all over the place. It would be wrong for me to point just one name. I think that came from everywhere. My vocal trainer also kind of inspired me with a lot of, like, she just made me enjoy what I do, from a vocal point of view and everything, and just music all around. It gave me some confidence when I went on stage and I sang as well. And obviously mum and stuff like that was also a big inspiration for me to get into music and stuff. But again, there was no real pressure saying that, you have to do this and you don't have to do that. It was always like, if you
Hmm.
want to do it, go for it, do what you want. It was that was the way it went. I think that's what inspired me the most. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that, it reminds me, why not we actually have our audiences the pleasure of hearing one of your songs? Which is that song that you would love to sing for us?
So this is Peacefully, and this is my song that's just come out. So yeah. Oh, what a night to feel this way. My hands are sweating, head's a maze, but you held me anyway. Been 2 months, maybe less, but it's like you know my heart the best. You can have it for another day. Speaking of thoughts and dreams above my best friend's room, you, me, and the moon, and my arms around you, so hesitant. I didn't know you felt the same. Sunken eyes, mellow sayings, head pressed against yours under the sound of the rain. I'm falling for you, but this is what I wanted to say. My peace, Lily. You complete me and I'm feeling so alive. My peace, Lily. I could spend my life looking into your eyes, and I still ask for more time.
Amazing. And
Thank
I
you.
believe now why you said that this song is actually going to be taking up people's heart because it's got a beautiful meaning towards it. And I really wish more and more people listen to it and give you all the love which the song really deserves to be. So,
Thank you.
Arya, like, after your ISC exams, you took a year-long sabbatical to pursue music. And that is a very unusual decision what person could make in his life.
Yeah.
How brave were you taking this step? And what really made you do this, dude?
So what I did was I kind of had to convince, obviously, parents and most likely parents and family, because my friends would have supported me either way, and convince them that, you know what, I'm going to be taking like a year-long sabbatical, like a gap year. Essentially, it's a very known concept abroad, but in India, it's like a oh, no one takes a gap year kind of a thing.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, seriously. So I took a gap year and kind of told my parents that, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to go about this year. And they were super supportive. They were just like, yeah, I think this makes sense. I mean, as long as you have a plan when it comes to like breaking down the year. So I kind of told them, like, in the first 3 months, I'll do this. Next 3 months, I'll do this. Next 3 months, I'll do this. And they were like, if you have a plan, go for it. Like, no one's stopping you. And I think it was more so important for them because at the time they were moving to a different country. My parents and my brother, my entire family is moving to a different country. I stayed put in Bombay because this is where I wanted to start my musical journey as such. So I think for them it was scary for them, but I think they were extremely supportive at the time. And yeah, I think even though I told them that, you know, first 3 months this, next 3 months this, next 3 months this, it didn't really go according to what I had planned, but it gained more shape than what I had planned. It kind of like one thing led to another thing, led to another thing, led to another thing. So I think the amount I worked in that gap year, I don't think I worked at the time during my entire school life as much, because there was a lot of things that kept happening and I enjoyed doing it. I mean, I didn't consider that work because it's something that I love doing. So it was really nice. It was really nice.
That's interesting. So now let us have another experience of one of your beautiful songs, which you can actually bring up for all our audiences and our listeners also, so that we can get to know more about Aarya and his songs.
Sure. So this next song that I'm going to be playing is a song that released previously called That Guy.
All right.
Here we go. Guess he got addicted, but not to me. You told me that he was just a somebody. Soon it turned to infatuation, cause that's what you told me. I guess you were faking. Told your friends that he looks real pretty. It's sad to say it all, but he's just punching. You're the best he'll see, and now your ego's a peak. Don't come crying when he won't treat you like a Princess Peach. Heard he has a house in town, and when he came to mine, we never had a frown, yeah. Guess time's changed and so did you. But if you want AirPods, you could have asked me to. Remember when you said you'd love me forever? If I say broken heart, you'd go never. Keep going after him, he'll be your only hit. While I'll be serving like Federer for the championship. My God, babe, you're famous. Broke my heart, so careless. Still say you can't make up your mind. Yeah, no, I can't be that guy for you. My God, babe, 4 years through, I loved you. Wasn't that true? Still say you can't make up your mind. Yeah, no, I can't be that guy for you. Yes, that was that guy.
I tell you, your mom was very true when she said that you have a good voice and you should try your hands at vocals.
Yes.
So, I would actually say thank you, actually, Auntie, for doing that for us. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got Aarya Rauji singing with us today at the Blue Mic Artist of the Week. And it is amazing to hear you, in fact, Aarya. Just tell you that.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
But so, what really comes first into your mind? Is it the lyrics of the song, or is it a tune for a song?
I think for me, what I think about first is all my songs are about personal experiences and about if I don't have any personal experiences at the time, I write about other people. So about inspiring stories that I've heard from other people or something that's happened in their life. So a few of my songs are not specifically about me; it's about another person and what they went through. So yeah, I think for me, what I keep in mind is first what I want to write about. So it could be about a bad day. It could be about picking yourself up. It could be about love. It could be about parents. It could be anything. And I think what I try to do is keep that in mind and think of lines along that topic, and then just sit with my guitar over here, my voice recorder, and kind of just pen one line after the other, then sing two lines together, pen the third line, sing three lines together, pen the fourth line. So just, it's like a process, it's like a gradual process, and eventually a song is formed, and I think the best feeling in the world is after like you finish writing an entire song and you're just like, this feels great, this feels really, really good. Yeah.
So which is that song which has taken the shortest period of time?
Oh, wow. I think Peacefully would be under contention. In fact, I think Peacefully didn't take me long to write. Peacefully must have been done in about, I think, half an hour, 40 minutes or so. There's a song in my first EP called Mum and Dad, which was done, I think, in, again, a half an hour, 45 minutes or so. But yeah, most of my songs take quite a short amount of time, because I feel like if I'm thinking too much behind it, it's not coming across as effortless and it's not coming across as honest. So I feel the shorter amount of time I take, obviously, it should make sense. It shouldn't just be try to crunch it in as much time as I can. But I think the moment you're able to like just free flow and just write whatever comes to your head and your heart, I think that's when you feel like, okay, a song, this is a song, because it feels right.
Okay, so with that, we would love to hear the song Beautiful Day, as you promised us that you're going to be singing it out for us. And let's have our audiences knowing it.
Yeah, it was. You lose your way, you try to find the answers, you worked hard all day. Suddenly that doesn't matter, still you try and try to search the reasons why everyone knows, but they still smile around you even in your home. Crying alone is where they haven't found you. Then you start to feel a little choked inside. But then there'll come an angel who will light up the dark and mend your broken heart. But still, you seem so nervous, and in the stormiest of nights, so you still sit by your side and say, when you think it's not going your way, just hold on and it'll all be okay. Don't close your eyes, don't let the tears roll down your face, 'cause in the end they'll be beautiful day.
Yeah, buddy, Aarya, that was fabulous. Another good number from you. And I tell you, you cannot hear a song which is sung by you without closing your eyes and without feeling the lyrics. And that's something which is very unusual about you in Thailand. And that's something which is, you're blessed with it, perhaps, I could say. Because not every singer is one of those that you can actually just go on singing. And many a times we do this. We just play a song and we're doing something or the other. But you are blessed with such a voice that it holds you back to listen to what is the second line now going to be. So it's going to be that relatable. So amazing work of yours.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
So, but Aarya, like when you have seen these days, social media has been one of the biggest tools right now for presenting yourselves, So do you also have that kind of a pressure on you that you need to make up songs which are going to go on instant reels of people? Or you're one of those people who says that, dude, I am making my song and I know it is going to reach it to the audiences one day. So you don't take that pressure on you at all.
No, I think that there's no real formula for a real song. There's no formula for a hit song, is what I feel. I mean, if there was a formula, everyone would be making a hit song and it would be going viral right now. So I just feel like it's just a thing that happens by chance. I think going viral on social media and whatever, and going viral online is just like, it's a byproduct of your effort. It will just happen if it's meant to happen. There is never a time where I go into the studio saying, you know what, I'm going to write a song for it to go viral on a Reels or a TikTok or whatever. Like, it's just like, that's not something that I would, that's definitely not my mindset. And I don't want that ever to be my mindset, to be very honest.
So we have another EP of yours, which is One House, and you were staying by yourself in Mumbai at that time.
Yeah.
So what is it all about that you were actually there with your four walls and you said that इन्हीं पे गाना बनाना चाहिए? Like what?
So 1 year, one house was written my gap year. I worked on it in my gap year when my family had moved to another country, and that's what I wanted the whole concept to be like. I wanted it to be about me living in that house. It's not really about the EP is not about me living alone in a house or anything. In fact, there's maybe one song in that EP that's about that specifically called Mom and Dad. But otherwise, the songs just the concept of it was to be like all the songs that kind of were born while I was living alone over here. So those four songs are about that. It's a four-song EP, and that was the first thing I ever worked on. With I think I started working in the studio on that in early 2017, and it was out mid 2017 the EP. So yeah, I think it's a really nice EP. It's a good starting point. I think that was like the first thing that I really put out. Now that when I hear it back, I'm really proud of those songs. But I definitely like I think the way I go about my career is I want every single release to be one step ahead of the previous one. So
Yes.
it's like I mean, so that's how I look at it. Yeah.
So when you talk about much about the song, can we have that song from you also?
Sure. So this is Mom and Dad. This is the kind of the song that kind of pins down the entire EP. So I thought this would give a sense of what the EP is like. 10 years old, on the table there you sat me down, spoke about birds and the bees and why you had me, and how life is gonna push you down. It's your choice to get back up so you can turn it around. And Mom, things I didn't know but my dad was smiling when you gifted me my first phone. There was some denial. With great power comes great responsibility. They quoted Ben from the movie on the DVD. And Dad is always watching cricket, and my mom gets annoyed, but she still loves him and she needs him. Then my brother was born, and him and I, we start to put up some fights. My mom becomes the mediator, Dad is still on Sky. So Mom and Dad, won't you hold me tight? I know you want me there tonight. I remember the day that you left home. My mom was crying and my dad stayed strong. And when I see you through a screen, I know you're tired. Never seen you dry your eyes. I see your faces once a month and hear your voices through a telephone. But Mom and Dad, I'm coming home.
Wow, that was actually a very sweet version of yours, and I think I'll dedicate that to my parents as well now.
Please do, please do.
You always are there when you're performing live in front of the people. Do you remember any of the compliments that you got there, which are still there close to your heart?
I'm very bad at taking compliments, to be very honest. Like I don't know how to respond to compliments. So when someone comes and says, "Oh, this was a great gig," I just find it really awkward as a person. So I'm like, thank you so much, and that's all I can say. But yeah, I mean, when I'm performing on stage, like I think I heard this was when we were all in a club, so all uni students late at night and everything. So you know what the situation is like and everything. And I played in front of this crowd that was going really berserk, and someone from the back said, "This is the best song I've ever heard." So I was like, really now? So yeah, it was.
Can you sing that back to me? Then you will come to know how much like have you heard about it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there was a lot of compliments. Great to receive these kind of compliments because it keeps me motivated again. So yeah, I think stuff like that. There's stuff that always happens. There's one specific moment at each gig that kind of like takes place. So it's good.
Correct. Fantastic. All right. With that, Aarya, we would really love to have one last song which comes from you for all our audiences and our listeners. What will be that last song for all of us and a story behind it too of yours?
Sure. So I think the last song that I could play is a song from my first EP. It's called "When You Walk Down the Aisle." I wrote this song when I was I was at a wedding, and the bride was walking down the aisle, and I there was this melody that struck me. So again, happens at any time, melody that struck me. So I took my phone on the side and recorded that melody. And then I just created a song out of it. So this one's called "When You Walk Down the Aisle." I can play it for you.
All right.
Baby, in your eyes, is left to dry. All these words, they make you smile, and I'm deep in your eyes. When we're old and left to die, I'll still be there with your hand held in mine. You still look beautiful all the time. I'll be fighting to keep you mine and have you by my side. Oh, by my side. Oh, I want you more. And when we're alone, we'd mess around, lock the doors, and they won't know I'm mesmerized. And darling, darling, baby, when I look in your eyes, oh, now there's no star in the sky that has the twinkle like the one in your eyes.
Yeah, buddy, amazing, Aarya. That was a fabulous number coming up from you, and we were really honored to have you on our show in the hashtag Blue Mark.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.